section 5. All right, let's start. Question 1. Question 1 comes from paper 3 of 2010, question 4, B. We start with part A. Factorize completely 2y plus 8y squared. We take the numbers, 2 is a common factor, the letters, we take the smallest power, which is just y. So 2y divided by 2y, you remain with 1, plus 8 divided by 2, it's 4. Y, we remove 1, so we are left with 1y. So that is it. We go to the next. It says solve this equation. So we have 36 equals to 4x minus 3. Alright, so first thing is we divide by 4. So we get 9 equals to x minus 3. We bring the negative 3 this side, it becomes a positive 3 equals to x. So 12 equals to x. That's how we solve the equation. Alright. From there, we go to part C. Part C says solve for x. So this is a quadratic which is almost done. So the way to think about this, think of, let's say there are two numbers, y times y. Because remember, brackets means multiply. And you are told that they are equal to 0. So one of them has to be equal to 0, because remember, when you multiply anything by 0, it's 0. So if this is a 2, the other one has to be, sorry, it can't be y by y. Let's say it's y by z. Yeah. So if this is a 2, then the z has to be a 0. If this is a 3, then the z has to be a 0. If the z is a 2, then the y will be a 0. One of them has to be a 0. That's what we are just saying. So either x minus 7 is 0, or x plus 3 is 0. We take the negative 7 to the other side, it becomes x equals to positive 7, or we take the positive 3 to the other side, it becomes x equals to negative 3. So don't try to expand. I know students will try to expand and then make the question complicated. It's almost done. You are just saying if two numbers are multiplying each other, as shown by the brackets, it means one of the brackets has to be 0. D. So for y, we have that. So similar thing, 2y minus 6 multiplied by y plus 5 equals to 0. One of the brackets so we don't know which one, so that's why we say 2y minus 6 must be equal to 0, or y plus 5 equals to 0. So 2y, we take the 6 to that side, it becomes a positive. We divide by 2, we divide by 2, so y is 3, or y equals to, take the 5 there, it becomes negative 5. So those are your two answers, 3 or -5. We look for number 2. We know number 2 came from paper 1, 2013, question 9. It says factorize completely and you are given 4x squared plus 12xy. So numbers 4 and 12, 4 is a factor. Letters x squared and x, so x is the small x, but y we have nothing. So we remove 4 and one of the x's, we remain with just one x. 12 divided by 4 gives you 3. We remove the x, so we are left with only the y. So like that, it's done. We go back to the top. We try to work out number 3. And we know 3 came from paper 3, 2013, question 4. So, what do we have? Show that the inequality -2 smaller than x smaller than or equal to 3 on a given number line. -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we know we are gonna draw a circle at -2, so we have a circle here. And since it's just a less than sign, which is not less than equal, we leave the circle empty. And we have another circle here at 3, but since it's less than or equal to, we shade it. That's all they wanted to see, and then we know that our x is in between. That's it for part A. Then we go to part B. Part B says choose one of the following signs, less than, greater than or equal to make the following statements true. Given that our m is -7, our n is 4. So we know -7 is definitely less than n, which is 4. And then number 2, what about m squared and n squared? So m squared equals to -7 squared, which is 49. N squared is 4 squared, which is 16. So definitely m squared is greater than n squared. Don't put the -7 squared without brackets. You must remember that. Let's make it NB. -7 squared is not equal to -7 squared. This one gives you -49. This one gives you 49. So make sure you always put your brackets whenever you're squaring a negative number. All right. We move on. Number 4. Number 4 says, and it comes from paper 3, 2013, question 5. And it says the sum of the following 3 consecutive numbers is 36. Use easy of motion to form an equation in n. So we know that if you take n, you add n plus 1, you add n plus 2, you must get 36. That's the equation. Now we solve that equation. We know we add together the n's, it becomes 3n plus 3 equals to 36. 3n equals to 36 minus 3. 3n equals to 33. We divide by 3. So our n equals to 11. Our n equals to 11. Simple, huh? Part B. So for A in that, so again you always meet questions where it's almost done for you. One of the bracket must be equal to 0 or a plus 5 equals to 0. So A, when you take negative 2 to the side, it becomes positive. When you take positive 5 to the right hand side, it becomes negative. That is it. Let's look at number 5. Number 5 comes from paper 3, 2015, question 8. We start with question A. Question A says, Yako works at a restaurant. Yako works at a restaurant. At night, he earns a total of W Namibian dollars per night. He is paid a fixed amount per hour and works for 8 hours. Yako also receives tips to the amount of T dollars. The formula for his wage is W equals to $25, 25 times 8 hours plus T. Write down the number, write down the fixed amount per hour that Yako earns. So the fixed amount that does not depend on the hours. So remember, his wage is W equals to 25 hour plus T. So from there we know that this is variable this one is the fixed because it's not dependent on the time. So write down the amount fixed amount. His fixed amount is it right? So A, write down the fixed amount per hour. Fixed amount per hour. So we know that W, we know that his wage equals to 25H plus T. So remember, this part is getting it every hour, $25 every hour, because that's the one dependent on hours. Therefore, fixed amount per hour is $25. And then B, on a certain night, Yako worked 4 hours and received tips to total $60. How much did he earn? So he earned W equals to 25 for 4 hours plus 60 tips. 100 plus 60. He earned himself a clean 160. Okay. Now make H the subject of the formula. So we have W equals to 25H plus T. First thing, if you want to make H, we take everything that has nothing to do with H to one side. So we take the T to the other side. So it becomes W minus T equals to 25H. Now we are left with 25H. To remove the 25, since it's multiplying the H, you divide by 25. The whole thing. So H equals to W minus T over 25. Like that. Number 6. Number 6 comes from paper 1 of 2014, question 7. Factorize completely 4xy plus 3x. So numbers 4 and 3, there is no common factor. Letters x and x, there is an x. Y and there's no y, so we just have an x outside. We will be remaining with 4y plus 3. It is factorized completely. Go to number 7. Number 7 comes from paper 1 of 2014, question 9. And it wants us to solve the equation. So that's a simple linear equation. We have 8x. We take the 7 to the other side. It becomes 31 minus 7. 8x is 24. We divide by 8. We divide by 8. So x is 3. We move on to number 9. Number 9 comes from, number 8. Okay, so 8, 9, 10. Number 8. Number 8 comes from paper 1, 2016, question 5. Simplify the following expression. So you have 2a plus 3b plus 5a minus 7b. We know we want things that are similar to deal with each other. Okay. So we have 2a plus 5a Then we have 3b minus 7b. 2a plus 5a, it's 7a. 3b minus 4b, it's negative 4b. And it's done. We look at number 9. Number 9 comes from paper 1 of 2016, question 26. We start with A. George thinks of a number x, he multiplies it by 2 and then subtracts 5. So x multiplied by 2, then subtract 5, which means 2x minus 5. Very simple. Okay, then B says the expression in part A is equal to 10. Write down an equation and solve it. So that expression is equal to 10. That's our equation. So we take the 5 to the other side, it becomes a positive 5. So your 2x is 15. We divide by 2, so x is 7.5. Okay. Number 10. Number 10 comes from paper 3, 2016, question 8. So number 10 starts. A, solve for x. So you have x over 4 equals to 6. So what do we do? First multiply by 4 to get rid of the fraction. So it becomes 4 times x over 4 equals to 6 times 4. So that will cancel that, remaining with x equals to 6 times 4, it's 24. And 10b says solve the equation. So you have 5 and you have a minus 4 equals to 3a plus 14. So first thing is to expand the bracket. 5 times a gives you 5a. 5 times 4 gives you 20 plus 3a plus 14. We group like terms, meaning things that have a on one side, things that doesn't have a to one side. So 5a minus 3a equals to 14 plus 20. 5a minus 3a gives you 2a. 14 plus 20 gives you 34. So what's left is to divide by 2 there. So your a is 17. So that is that for algebra number 2. We'll catch each other in algebra number 3.